You take a small acreage and make very high quality income off chestnuts. We were row crop farmers, had 2,500 acre row crops, Sue Ellen and I. In 2009, I happened to be in the state senate, and it was just getting too much to be in the senate and do the row cropping, so I wanted something where the farm would support itself and not be a burden on the kids, and produce enough that if they wanted to have it professionally managed, they could, or if they want to manage themselves, they would have that opportunity. So chestnuts seemed to fit the legislative schedule as well as the requirements for return on investment. We started planting trees in 2009, grafted in 2010, and sold our first chestnuts in 2013 at a total of 80 pounds. So since then we have built a deer fence around the area, and we're up to about 1,500 trees. We planted ours 20 feet apart and offset the rows, so each tree is growing between the two trees on either side of it. We are to the point now, 15 years in, we have to thin the trees out. A chestnut needs 360 degrees of sunlight, and when you don't have sunlight all the way around, they die back and tend to prune themselves. And we have a pond that's in the center of the orchard. It's under normal years, we get enough water running back in to supply water for the year. In 12, 18, 23, and 24, we pumped it dry, and I built a reservoir in 2012, and we refilled the pond 5 times in those years. Chestnuts are 65% water. They need water from mid-July to past the 1st September. I think you wind up with much larger nuts, healthier nuts. And we also plant wheat between the trees. The wheat uses the moisture in the spring when the trees don't need it. When you harvest the wheat, then you have a mat that helps keep down weeds and conserve moisture. And then when you're picking up nuts, it makes a great mat to pick the chestnuts up off of, keep them clean. So the two crops do not compete with each other. We raise 70 bushel wheat between the trees. I think it's important to have a crop that doesn't compete with the two. The chestnuts grow in a burr, and when they're mature, the burr opens and drops them on the ground. So we pick the chestnuts up, they go into a cooler, we size them. We have 4 sizes: jumbos, large, medium, and small. We sanitize them, wash them, and then put them in a cooler. And the chestnut is a living organism, and by keeping them cold, you can slow down the respiration and keep them fresh. And they freeze at 28. We try to hold ours somewhere between 30 and 32, and that keeps them nice and fresh. And then when somebody orders them, we fill the order. So then they go in the mail, and being warm for 3 to 5 days allows them to get sweetened up, and when the customer gets them, they're really fresh and ready to eat. We have a yield trial going with the university, and they have certain color, blues and yellows and what have you, around the bottom of the tree. I've marked trees that are going to be moved with the yellow band at about waist high, so it just kind of tells us where everything's going to go. One thing about irrigation, we use a drip irrigation. We use a 36-inch spacing. Water is extremely important. And I think it's an efficient way to keep the trees in good shape. You want to start before they get dry. You can't catch up, but you can maintain them through the dry spells. I think you get rewarded on the other end with higher quality nuts. We've got basically a 15-year-old laboratory here. We started out with 200 trees. We've added trees over the 15 years, and it gives them the ability to do soil testing. When we move in a tree, they're going to test the dirt that's around the tree roots. It's not something that they have an opportunity to do. I think it's a real opportunity for individual producers to develop their own market and get a very high return on their investment.